Good evening. Welcome to our events and commemoration meeting. Today is St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. It's 5:30 p.m. If we could get a roll call, please, Ms. Graziano.
Mrs. Cooper?
Here.
Mr. Capel is absent. Mrs. Crawford?
Here.
Two present. We have quorum.
Okay. Mr. Capel will not be joining us tonight. So I'm going to make a motion on the February 17th minutes, and I'm looking for a second.
I'll second.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford?
Yes.
2 yeas, motion approved.
Thank you. First up on our unfinished business is the Sunbury Marathon with Mr. Pratt. Would you like to come up to the podium? Please introduce yourself, give us your name, address, and then where we're at with this marathon.
Yeah, so maybe just before John begins. All right, so again, we brought it to introduce it at the last meeting. We had gotten some feedback from emergency medical services. So John's been back to kind of put the pieces of that in place. And so hopefully it will get comfortable today enough to be able to advance it. This one will require going to council because it has a street closure that's not on our standard street closure list. So, all right. It's his handout I've given to both of you there. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. My name is John Pratt, and do you need my full address? Yeah. So I live up in Cardington, Ohio.
I think we probably have it.
Okay, great. Thank you. And yes, it's a great pleasure to be back here regarding the Sunbury Marathon. So thank you for making time for this. I've been asked to share a bit more about safety and first aid and medical plans for the marathon. And so that's what I'm hoping to present on this evening. So the goal is to provide a safe and enjoyable athletic event here in the community. And so this would include a comprehensive emergency medical coverage to respond to any emergencies that might arise. And so this, with the handout before you, and I'll just briefly go through it, would include a first aid tent with medical professionals by the start finish line. And then these medical professionals would also be those coordinating emergency response with the, the EMTs and paramedics along the course. We have on the second page, if you flip over, there's multiple emergency teams that will be on the course. The Hartford Township Fire District said that they will be at North County Line Road. There's Newell Preserve in Licking County. And so they'll be coming with a medical team with a Polaris Trail vehicle that can respond from there. And then the Central Ohio Joint Fire District will have extra staffing on hand, and they're located up just north of Centerburg. And so between what we'll have in Sunbury, and I also talked to Daryl that I didn't need to provide about the local EMS services here because he's been directly in contact with them. And so between those three, it's just a couple miles either direction to be able to respond to emergency. And so I think for the scale of the event we're considering, and in order to just have a safe event where people can be helped in a few minutes notice, it seems like a pretty good plan. And then we'll also have numerous people who will be race support, who would be on bikes with, a way to contact emergency medical crews. So if they came upon someone who needed a medical assistance, they could do that. And it would also be used for, providing assurance that all the runners have finished the race or have cleared the course before we'd release the medical teams on there. We'll also have special duty police officers at the road crossings. So there's 9 road crossings on the Ohio to Erie trail route for the marathon. And so we'll have special duty officers at the road crossings. We'll have 6 aid stations placed every 2 to 3 miles along the whole route. And so the volunteers there would have ways of contacting race control, also to request medical help if need be. And we'll have water, sports drink, nutrition, and so forth there. And then the event will be sanctioned and certified through USA Track and Field, which would come with the insurance. Obviously, when you're talking safety and first aid, the goal of insurance, we care about the individuals participating. So we want to do well, so that way everyone is safe. But additionally, it's also good to be prudent. And so that insurance would then cover us as event organizers, but also the local jurisdictions and government authorities would be listed as additionally insured.
These,
On
Can
the
I ask
third,
a question?
yes, please.
These special duty police, are some of these Sunbury and some of these other jurisdictions, or are these Sunbury special duty police?
No, I think we'll be doing an outreach regarding special duty officers. I think we ultimately landed, there weren't a lot that were going to be needed in Sunbury. We've definitely talked about the start finish line. But I think most of these are where you're crossing.
These would all be county.
Yeah.
Yeah, the various county jurisdictions. And so, yeah, there's 9 road crossings on the Ohio to Erie route. And that's what we've arrived at so far. I would imagine within Sunbury, there might be a couple as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
And then on the third page, there's just, I guess, one question to come up, like if there's an emergency, are like emergency vehicles even allowed on the trail? And all 3 park districts for Delaware, Licking, and Knox all confirmed that, yes, emergency vehicles are there. Delaware County did note the bridge that's right near Walnut Street isn't passable by like a car-sized vehicle. So the local EMS and fire district is like well aware of that. But that's one thing to note. And then between Meredith State and North County Line Road, there's another smaller bridge where you can get like an SUV across it. But if you had a large vehicle of some kind, it couldn't pass through there, just with the size of the bridge.
Yeah, so the one other thing I would add, I do want to take John and with myself to meet with the local EMS team now that we've got the plan in place. So there still is that to be done, but again, they are aware that we were working on a safety plan and appreciate John's additional efforts on the first aid side of this. So.
Did we get tent measurement sizes?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that. Anything over 400 square feet requires a temporary permit, but we've been talking about using town hall as a place to pick up the, yeah, go ahead. I mean, whatever they pick up.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I mean, with the tent sizes initially, I was just putting ideas out there of like some tents. But the town hall, I believe, is available for packet pickups. That's what we plan to do, where participants would come Friday afternoon and Saturday morning to pick up their race number and t-shirt and things like that. And then the need for tents would be like a smaller, almost like 10 by 10 medical tent. So any kind of like large tent needs, we don't
Is
have
off the table.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Appreciate that. We need to take this to council. Is this something that we want to take to council in 2 weeks? Or are we going to wait until you've had a chance to talk to the
Yeah,
EMS?
I don't have it on the agenda for tomorrow, so yeah, we'll take it in 2 weeks. And that'll give John and I time to have a quick conversation with them, with
Okay.
the local EMS team.
Okay. Is there 5 week Wednesdays in March?
Not in March, in
Okay,
April.
so it would be the first Wednesday in April,
Yeah.
likely, and we meet at, what's that?
Or not next week. Sorry.
And we meet here in this room at 7:30 PM. If you could make it to that meeting, that would be great. It's not,
First weekend, first
first
Wednesday.
Wednesday in April at 7:30 PM in this room. I would appreciate it. And we'll add that to the new business if it
Right.
is appropriate by
Yeah.
then. We'll make sure that you have that information too. Okay, was there anything else from staff that you wanted us to be aware of?
Yep.
A lot of work has gone into this. I appreciate all the collaboration with the city and the other entities. Thank you. Looking
Thank
forward
you.
to the event.
All right.
We'll see you in a couple weeks. Okay, next up, we have the Sunbury Memorial Day Market. Do we have I don't see Mr. Snodgrass here, but we have a different representative.
Yeah, Ryan
Okay.
is going to represent them.
Okay, if you wouldn't mind coming up to the podium, give us your name, your address, please, and let us know about your event.
Hi, my name is Ryan Winnie. I'm at 2845 Sunbury Road in Galena,
Thank you.
and I am the vice president of the Music Boosters, Big Ball Net Music Boosters.
Okay. And you're here to represent the Memorial Day Market,
Correct.
which is an annual event. So is there anything unusual, different, something that you should bring our attention to that we wouldn't be expecting from years past?
Nothing different. We are looking at selling out on our vendors again, about 125 vendors. Food trucks will be between 8 and 10 again this year. Other than that, it's going through notes here.
Lisa, do you have a page number?
Package page 10.
Thank you.
Nothing programmatically is different this year. Everything. It's about the same.
Okay.
Any specific questions?
Was there anything from staff that,
Yeah, I heard back from safety and services. They're all fine with this project or this event. Again, similar in nature. We were just talking a little bit about, they do take a $1 donation, but they don't quote charge an admission fee. So that's just slightly different than a lot of events that happen on the square. But no.
and this is a grandfathered in road closure,
It is.
so we do not, this does not need to advance to council.
As not. Yeah, flea markets, right. Nope. Events and
recently changed our
committees.
policy.
I'm gonna bring my-
Double check.
So no, events and parks, those are the only two, because again, it ties up the park for an entire day, but that's
So this will come back. This will also same meeting then April
first.
1st. There's a Parks and Rec meeting at 5:30 PM that night.
Okay.
You're welcome to attend to that. Don't feel like you have to. I'm happy to bring it forward on your behalf.
Okay.
This is an event that we have every year, so it's not anything that I'm terribly concerned about. That's why we're trying to make the process easier for our event coordinator, so you are welcome to attend that. I appreciate you coming to this one. We really like you to come to one or the other. If there's,
Yeah, I was
Is there
just actually
something
one
else?
other thing, if Ryan, you would go back and ask others. This is an example, I think, where America 250, we've talked about trying to get a booth at most of the events where we could just have that. So we might ask if we could have a single booth space to allow for, again, the America 250 celebration folks. So
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem, but
Yeah.
I'll circle back to you. Yeah.
okay, so there was no red flags from police, EMS, fire?
No.
Okay, all right, sounds good to us. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming in.
if not, I'm just trying to get a response. Good enough.
Next on the agenda, we have the Olentangy Disc Club. We have some representatives here. If you could come up to the podium, please, state your name, your address, and tell us about your event.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
My name's Tom West, and I live in Lewis Center, Southern Delaware County.
Robert Holland, I'm out of Pasco, Ohio.
So I started the Olentangy Disc Club about 5 years ago, and we've been running events at Kinslow each year. Last year, we started our May the 4th Be With You Star Wars themed tournament. And we're looking to do that Sunday, May 3rd this year at the course. And the Light It Up tournament, that's a bring your own partner event. Which means it's kind of like a scramble. It's more entry level and more fun as opposed to the May the 4th one is more competitive. It's a PDGA sanctioned singles event, and the Light It Up is a doubles event. So the first round for April 18th, which we would, by the way, like to move that to April 25th because there is a disc golf tournament at Blendon Woods that got postponed, and that's April 19th. So we'd rather do it on a weekend that there's no other disc golf tournaments in the area. Our friend Andrew Hypes runs that tournament at Blendon. But
So the light up one, you would prefer to be the 24th,
25th,
25th.
Saturday, April 25th. So that'll be, the first round will be in the afternoon, and the second round is glow in the dark.
Oh, I see.
So, and Rob brought a disc to show you guys. We put little lights on the baskets, and we have discs that when players sign up for our tournaments, you know, they're usually like 25 to 75 bucks for a tournament, but you get a Frisbee or a t-shirt or both. And we have discs.
Oh, okay.
So it's a lot of fun. We've also done Halloween themed tournaments here at Kinslow. It's a lot nicer than being close to the city because it's such a nice course and also it's a little bit darker.
For your glow up ones.
Yeah.
Is it only the 25th in the evening that'll be light up? Is the May the 4th, is that during the day?
Yeah, the May the 4th one will start like in the morning, which our normal tournaments are typically, we get there at 8 and start around 9 or 10 and go till about 3 or 4, depending on the tournament. Whereas the lighted up and the Heiser winging tournaments that we do typically start more around 3 o'clock and go till about 11 or so, depending on when it gets dark and how quickly or slowly people are playing. So, and we've done events in the past that are launch and learn events. So if you guys have an interest in us running some like training seminars, we do some free events where we kind of teach people disc golf. It's something that we love, and we do this to spread the sport and get people outdoors more and have more fun.
Yeah, that might be something interesting for our Parks and Rec committee to discuss. Gerald, do we need to take the 25th to council?
Yeah, because it'll be in a park after hours.
So we need to get their approval.
Yeah. Now, I was gonna say, didn't you just wrapped up the evening? Is that right? Did you guys wrap up the evening tournament? Not tournament, the league? Were you guys doing that, or was that?
I play in that league sometimes, but that's run by our friends at the Columbus Flyers.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's okay.
So, yeah, we've certainly had events there after hours. We
Yeah,
talked
this
to the
isn't
police
unusual.
about that. We do ask that there be some special sort of a sign or something so that police department recognizes that
Yes.
this is a sanctioned event happening in the park after hours.
So yeah, after the first year, we found out we should reach out to the police to make sure they know we're gonna be there. This one officer came the first year and he was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
He said sometimes people go back there after dark and usually up to no good.
Sure.
The only bad things going on are bad putting and bad golf.
Not you.
No. So yeah, since then I've reached out to the police and be like, hey, so
Yeah.
tonight we're gonna be at Kinslow. We do put a sign out at the front of the park that says disc golf tournament today. It says that the disc golf course is reserved for the tournament. We never say that it's closed because, you always have that one person that's like, I play here every Saturday and
Mhm.
so, for other people, it's kind of a heads up to the people. We also advertise it on, in the disc golf community so that people know if they're not part of the tournament, they should probably go to a different course because we're gonna have a bunch of people out there and they're gonna play slow and they're not gonna have as good a time as they would if, on a normal night. So the other thing that we do is we typically will put a sign near hole 1, that gives a little bit of information about how people can sign up and things like that. We do that, a couple weeks before the tournament. So it kind of lets people know if they're coming every single week, kind of lets people know, hey, the park's gonna be super busy.
You might be interested.
You should join us, but if you don't, park's gonna be super busy during these times, these days. So, and oftentimes we'll have a food truck, most all of our tournaments are 2 rounds, where we'll play 1 round. And then after we get all the scores, people take an hour, 15-minute break to have lunch or dinner. And then we card people based upon how well they do. So that the top competitors are playing against each other in the second round and things like that. So it's a lot of fun, something that we do almost monthly. We do it parks throughout. We do it parks, a lot in Franklin County, Licking County, and yeah, we've been doing it. Like I said, we've been doing it for years. It's a lot of fun. We appreciate you guys having us.
Okay.
So the food truck is for the lighted up event, or are you talking about both events?
For both events, if possible.
Okay. So one thing we'll want to do is just confirm that the food truck that you select has been through the fire department's inspection process. So once you've identified, is the name in here? I didn't see it, but I don't know of the food truck, or is that to be determined?
The one we typically use is Dos Patrons. So I don't know if we've sent you I know they have their license, or I don't know. the exact certifications that food trucks need or whatever,
Right.
but you know, they're certified with the state of Ohio and things like that. So you're talking about, you want them to come
Yeah,
to Sunbury Fire Department?
yeah, the big BST&G Fire District, they do an inspection annually for all food trucks that do events. And they do it for all of, well, the BST&G area. But they're trying to get those things inspected prior to events. So
Sure.
if we could connect your food truck vendor with them.
Sure.
that'd be
And,
great.
and food trucks aren't a deal killer for us. You know, we've had events where people just go wherever they want. Some people will pack a lunch. We've had events where we brought in pizza before. So it's nice to have the flexibility to do, you know, the food trucks are good if they're quick. We've had events before where only one person was there. We did one out in the shop and where we had a 2-day tournament. This was a bigger tournament. And the first day, you know, it was good. The second day, the food truck person showed up without any help and took 2 hours when we had an hour break.
Mhm.
Some of the guys had to eat after the second round and things like that. But it's nice to have the flexibility to be able to do stuff like that. But we partnered up with,
They may already have their inspection too, if they've
Yeah,
been
exactly.
in events around here, so it may not be a problem.
so I'm guessing they do most of their events in Columbus. But I know they're familiar with Delaware County and, you know, like you said, very well, so this last year from May the 4th be with you.
Okay.
I'm curious, the last thing I want is more rain, but since you have asked to move the lighted up to the 25th, do you have an alternate rain date for that event, or that's
Well-
gonna run into the May the 4th, right?
Frisbee
Anyway.
golfers are kind of hardcore.
Okay,
You know, we had an event on MLK in January and it was
Hmm.
cold and windy. We had less people come out, but you know, so, and like I said, we tend to do events each month. You know, we're doing one, you know, we plan to do one in May at Blendon Woods. I designed a course at Orange Township Hall Park and we're gonna do a Father's Day tournament there. And we're probably gonna do one at Delaware State Park in August. So
It's a year-round sport.
yeah, when we're doing, we have been doing music festivals, which we'd like to do in the future, here in Sunbury. We've been doing those at Blendon Woods. We do a tournament called Blendon Woodstock. And instead of doing a shotgun start where everyone starts at the same time and has the same break and then plays at the same time in the second round, we do a flex start. So you can sign up at 11 a.m. or at noon or 2 or 3. And we have bands play through the day and you can hear the music as you're playing through the course. It's been really, really fun. And, you know, that's why we do it.
So will we be discussing this at our parks meeting as well?
Yes, this is also a parks. Yes.
So this will be just, so same thing as the music
Yep,
boosters, this
same,
is gonna be discussed at our, this is the first step. The second step will be taking it to the Parks and Rec Committee meeting. That'll be on April 1st at 5:30 PM in this room. You are welcome to come. You don't feel like you have to come if that's inconvenient. I'm happy to bring it forward for you. And then I assume that night, it'll be
Yeah.
on the agenda for council that night, which is at 7:30, and you'll get your approval then from them for the for the evening one. And then after the park, it won't have to go any further than parks for the May the 4th.
No. Just
So
the parks.
you're-
Yep.
So you'll get your final okay on April 1st. Any questions for us?
Well, are we able to start registration or we
Yeah.
need to wait? until
Right,
April
no
1st?
problem. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, we don't want to advertise it or, you know, schedule it and
How do you do your advertising? How can I follow what you're doing?
there's, most people that play tournaments go to discgolfscene.com. So,
Advertise on Facebook page, though, it's the only thing you just love.
Okay,
yeah, there's a Central Ohio Disc Golf page, but we have our own club page. We have about 500 some members. So we put it in there, but a lot of people will, there's also an app called UDisc that keeps scores and it tells you where there's leagues and tournaments and things like that. So just a couple little ways. It's not like we put out TV commercials or newspaper ads.
happy to support you guys. Okay,
But yeah, everyone signs up through Disc Golf Scene and that makes it easy because we can email everybody and we can put updates and there's a forum on there, but our Facebook page is the Olentangy Disc Club.
Okay, appreciate
You
it.
guys are welcome.
Thank you. Daryl, if you're not here on the first, Daryl or someone from staff will get a hold of you. You are welcome to come to Parks and or Council as well.
Okay, that'll be the same time, 5:30.
5:30 and then 7:30.
5:30.
5:30 is the Parks meeting and 7:30 is Council.
And that's in the same building.
Yep, same room.
Okay. So yeah, if that's okay, we'll go ahead and start advertising it, and if
Mhm.
worst comes to worst, if, you know, the park or council committee has an issue, and
Yeah, I don't anticipate any problems.
yeah, you guys have always been great to work with.
Yeah, thank you.
I really like working with Amber,
Yeah,
so if you send her our best.
okay, yeah, thank you.
So if I could, one other thing,
Yeah.
I mean, given that you know, anticipate having food trucks out there, trash will be an important thing. Make sure you're, you know, collecting the trash and taking it with you. Yes, okay.
We do a full walkthrough after the
Great.
tournament. We pick up any lights that we put out there, any trash that we find out there. So we go, start at the end and the beginning, we meet the middle.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, and after the glow tournaments, we'll usually try to go back by there in the morning.
Yeah,
Because there'll be
makes
things
sense.
that you can't see, but you know, the disc golf community is so great. There's so many of our friends that no matter when they're playing or what course they're on, when they see trash, they pick it up. So,
Like the scouts,
yeah, yeah. And Rob's actually a scout leader.
I'm master down.
that tracks.
Yeah, so,
All right, appreciate it. Thanks for coming in.
yep. So, yeah, if you guys ever need anything, you know, don't hesitate to reach out.
Yeah, we might reach out to you for our Parks and Rec committee and see
Yeah.
if something like that would be good in the future.
Yep. So yeah, if you guys
Yes.
wanted to do any kind of
That's the-
anything for the public, you know, we've done free events, like I said, the launch and learns and things like that. And you could get customized discs that say, you know, Sunbury, if you wanted to go that far, and I can help you with anything that, you know, that you'd like.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
All right.
All right.
Up next, we have a Smokin' Hot Wing and Music Festival. Do we have a representative? Is Jillian, is that you? Hey, come on up.
We do have the slides that you'll talk through here. I did just want to, before Jillian begins, so this is a big event. You're going to hear about it. It's a big event. It's proposed to be a pretty big event. We don't have all of the approvals through public safety at this particular point. We do have some comments from them and we'll kind of go along the way. I've indicated to them that, you know, we'll be convening a follow-up meeting with police and fire to talk through any outstanding issues, but I want to make sure we get this introduced to the events committee sooner rather than later so that you understand kind of what's happening behind the scenes. Because this, like some of the other events, they are starting to talk about it in public. You know, it's still conditioned upon all the final approvals, but you know, they're making great progress. So with that, maybe Jillian, take it away.
Thank you. Jillian Banton, 630 Footlong Drive, Galena, Ohio. So yeah, just to piggyback off what Daryl was saying, some of the history behind this event is this is its fourth year. Currently, or the last 3 years, it's been held in Grove City, and it's smoking hot wings, but it's a wing contest, and there's about 21 contestants throughout Central Ohio that come. It's previously been held in Grove City, and the reason why they're looking to move it to Sunbury is because the manufacturing facility in Grove City sold, so they're no longer able to use that property in their parking lot for the contest. So 97.1, this is all the history. So 97.1 has been a big sponsor. Brian Hogue, who I went to high school with, he is a part of 97.1. They've been a sponsor of this. And he thought, well, this is a fall event that might be really great to bring to Sunbury, Ohio. So he reached out to Daryl in the city of Sunbury, the Big Walnut Civic, to try and figure out how they could navigate making this happen. Here I am. So this isn't a direct Big Walnut Civic event, but I have volunteered to help navigate them through the Civic with our vendors, the processes throughout the way. The reason why it's not a Big Walnut Civic event or that we didn't adopt it is because they've always operated under a 501(c) and we're a 501(4). So with some of the larger sponsors like Lowe's that they have, I think like Scott Green's, you have to be a 501(c). And so their big initiative is giving back to the community. So the initiative behind this is giving back to community charities and military. So what they want to do for here is, again, since they can't bring it to Grove City, there's a large one that you could compare to in Louisville, Kentucky. Again, Brian thought Sunbury, and again, if I'm trailing, again, going through our meetings, so I apologize, but the charities that we've kind of landed on for a local community impact is Big Walnut Friends Who Share, and then our Fallen Heroes Memorial. Mr. Hennessy mentioned that this could maybe be a good legacy, and again, I'm just talking through our emails, Daryl. This could maybe be a good legacy event of how to figure out how to continuously fund the Fallen Heroes Memorial. Again, Big Walnut Friends Who Share serves everyone within this district. So it's a good wholehearted event. The anticipated date would be October 3rd, and it runs 11 to 9. The location we were thinking of was Freedom Park for this event. Again, given the obstacles or just the topography of closing down the square, not necessarily needed, especially when this event has been used to being in a closed parking lot area. Closing down the square, I think, just causes, it's just more than what's needed. So we were thinking Freedom Park would be a great location for that. We have with Mr. Hennessy and his staff, they have reached out to police and fire. We've given them an overall landscape of what the event is, roadmaps. They've come back with their concerns as expected. But we thought this would be a good next step to at least get it on your radar. So you're aware of what's happening, what's being discussed. So if you're out in the community and you have no awareness of it, that would be the last thing that we would want. Because it's kind of one of those things where we need to get the charities involved, the volunteers, sponsorships involved, national and local. But again, we don't want you to be left in the dark. So we're moving a lot of buttons at once. All veterans would enter for free. It is a paid ticketed event. So that is one thing that's different than anything we have done as far as a civic or supported. It's a paid ticket event, so you know who's coming, you can anticipate. What we are doing as far as a civic is kind of giving them our playbook of what has worked and what has worked well within the sizzle, 4th of July. Again, getting everything through with police and fire. Like one of the things for this event we specifically mentioned was using Delaware County Transit as your shuttles. You can literally remap the roadmap that we do for the sizzle. So again, for the community, thinking about that, it's not learning learning a new muscle. They're already conditioned to what these drop-off points would be, because one concern was one entry access point, because this does bring about 8,000 people throughout the day, not at once, but throughout the day. And one thing that made me comfortable hearing about the event is that it is ticketed, so you can anticipate who's going to be where beforehand, which I think is a benefit to hosting an event this size.
Are the tickets timed? Like
it's a day ticket.
Okay.
But you at least can anticipate how many people that day are coming. So I don't have all the answers to everything tonight, but again, we wanted to at least bring this to your awareness. We did go through, and it's somewhere in the slide I shared with them in the past what our concerns have been if people can bring in chairs. So they're playbooking our, from the sizzle, it's the soccer mom chair that you're allowed to bring in, nothing else. This is a tentative map. And again, police and fire have given feedback, which this will be modified, but a tentative map of what this would look like. There is a VIP area. There is a kids area. It's very community focused. There's music during the day. So, overall, my general opinion is it could be something really cool to bring to the community that they could enjoy. And then I really enjoy the fact that 2 of our big nonprofits within the Walnut Friends Who Share and the Fallen Heroes Memorial could be the benefactors of this. And I think that will generate a lot of community support. Again, a fall event, it's very different, right? You're competing with wings, and we have spoken to the Eagles of just general interest, because again, trying to make sure that we have the sponsorships aligned. They seem somewhat interested. They have, the organization has not done a huge sponsorship push because we wanted to get this in front of you respectfully before we did that. So it was on your radar. And again, nobody being blindsided, but I don't know.
Yeah, so maybe while this screen is up, it does contemplate a stage. It does contemplate music that'll go until 9 p.m.
Mhm.
They have positioned the stage, I think, so it kind of the sound is kind of into where the turn or the disc golf course is. So
Mhm.
trying to project it away from the residents as much as possible. Not that there are a lot of residents out there, but it'd be a new event. They'd probably be a little bit interested in that. Yes, it is true that there is only one access point, and that's definitely has been a point of conversation. But it's important to note that there is a way to get in through the church parking lot as well. Now, ultimately, it does lead to a single point, but if there's something that happened right at the drive, there's another way to get into at least onto the grounds. So again, we still want to talk through that with the fire department, and certainly some more. And then
Which one is the stage?
it is.
Oh, main band
There it is,
stage,
yeah,
I see.
there it is, yeah.
Okay.
The other thing is, and I did, well,
And then you can see where here is where the teams are competing, where they're set up. So, and again, this isn't finalized in a very rough draft, but we at least wanted to get it in front of you ahead of time. Just for acknowledgement and consideration.
yeah, so we don't have water out here. We don't have running water. We
Or
don't have
electricity.
sanitary, but they'll have porta johns, so that's fine. We do have to kind of just make sure we understand the water issue, so may have to bring some potable water on site for the cooking purposes and for cleaning purposes. But again, that's something we'll try to work through a little bit with the health department and what have you. They don't use a lot of water, but again, there's a requirement to have some of that. They certainly understand the obligation to have fire extinguishers there because this is cooking, in an area that, where there are some tents nearby. So we've got to also kind of work through the proximity of the cooking to the tents itself. So again, still some issues to be resolved, but again, a fairly large event at a location where we haven't done an event before. And so that's, again, another important reason to get this in front of you.
Because that's a lot of people, and we don't have very much parking when there's a football game out there.
Yeah, so that's why Jillian's indicated, we've advocated for them to have the shuttle service to people pick up and drop off people.
Potentially 8,000 people, they're not coming from Sunbury. So where the people that are not living in Sunbury gonna park?
Not here, but again, where the
shuttles will be, it's kind of similar, honestly, to the Sizzle.
So if you don't live in Sunbury, you're gonna go park at the high school, the middle school.
Or you can, so like the Sizzle, a lot of people just in the communities down will just take the shuttle, so they don't have to worry about parking, driving, those type of things. So that's what would be heavily promoted as far as how to get there.
For folks that don't live in Sunbury as well.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, for everyone.
All right.
Yeah. And that can be communicated to their teams, like to the email list that exists of where to park, how to get out. Because to be honest with you, that's probably easier than trying to park, get stuck in traffic and, get out of there. But
I'm curious too, forgive me, did you say that you've worked with this organization and this event in the past?
I have not. No.
So I'm all for bringing things to Sunbury. Grove City to Sunbury is a huge jump.
Mhm.
Where have people been coming from in the past to this event, and how do we ensure that it's going to come up here?
Yeah, so the event has been held in Grove City the last 3 years, and from what the Brian, who has run the event, started the event, they come from all over Central Ohio. From Marion to Cincinnati to go, because it's a wing competition. So the culture is, I've never been to one, but the culture is, a wing competition, best wings in Central Ohio, etc. There's only 3 or 4 that are actually official wing competitions in the country. This is one of them. So it's, I mean, I've heard it on the radio like before this was brought to us, but so I don't think that there's going to be an issue getting an attendance here, especially with our access to 71 between 61 and 36, 37. I think it'll be well attended, and I think the community will enjoy having it. Again, it's music, it's fun. There's again the wing. I think they said they did like 3 tons worth of wings, and I don't know what that number looks like, but that just sounds like a lot.
Like a lot, that's right.
And again, I appreciate the fact that it benefits. Obviously, I'm always supportive of anything warrior related, and then the local charities that they take pride in writing those checks back and donations back to them, and they're here locally. So we still have a lot of questions to answer for sure, but just speaking with Daryl, and we just wanted to bring it in front of you so you're aware. And if you have questions that you didn't think of tonight that we can do before we have to meet again, send them free. But we thought it would be a good point to at least get this in front of you so you're aware of it and we're doing everything properly.
So I see play area is run by generators. I assume a lot of this is gonna be run by generators,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
We don't
well-
have, do we have electricity out there? I mean,
We
not
have a
enough
little,
to-
we have a little bit in the gazebo, but that's,
You have an outlet to the pavilion.
yeah, that's it.
Okay, so we're doing generators all around.
Yeah.
It's,
But that's true of what's happens with Sizzle as well. We have
Yes.
on-site generators providing support for that event as well.
yeah.
So,
There's not a lot of difference between this other than like the wing competition, honestly, than Sizzle, just the location. And I pushed for the location not to be in the square. Just knowing kind of like the roads, the businesses, what that is, to be in a different area.
Is this a dry event then?
no.
No.
So, yeah, I was
So
gonna say-
they'll have to go through that process as well.
What does that look like? Are they where are you selling alcohol? At the food trucks? Is there beer trucks?
They have the beer trailer in the yellow.
Okay.
So they've worked with Del Mar and Columbus Distributing in the past. So it would be one of those 2 vendors that would be supplying that, but they'd have to go through, again, this is an event separate of the Big Walnut Civic for financial reasons of how they can get sponsorships and dollars. But I volunteered on behalf of the Civic to help guide them through how to host an event, all the proper channels to check off, and roped Daryl into helping me with that.
Yeah, so this will require a permit from the state, similar to Sizzle. So, all of those boxes have to be checked as well. That does require the city to sign on to the application and send it down to the Ohio Division of Liquor Control, whatever. So yeah, there's that going on. It's also that's part of the way it's part of the event, but it's also part of the way they raise some funds. I mean, in order of magnitude, I don't remember the number exactly, but I think they generated somewhere in the $30,000 to $35,000 range in terms of donations. It is a sizable donation, an opportunity to make a sizable donation to events or to organizations in and around the Big Walnut area. So again, I think that's important. I would say another thing is, I still think we need to scrub the number of people that we expect. It seems a little high. I know it's growing, and it has been growing when it was in Grove City. This is a new venue. It may change the number a little bit. So we'll scrub that number a little bit more. But I did also want to add, yes, it was at a private, it was on a private property when it was in Grove City. Having said that, the city of Grove City was very aware of it. They were providing police support. I mean, they supported the event. Again, there's a local Sunbury connection. That's a reason to move it. They did approach Grove City about taking it to one of their public spaces and just didn't feel like they were getting the support that they thought they would get elsewhere. And so, and that's another reason, to think about why they're moving in. And that also is going to require them to, find some new vendors. It's also going to change their sponsorship. So the event is going to morph a little bit from what was happening in Grove City. But, I think it's a great event. I think it helps to fill out the events that we have in the city of Sunbury through the balance of the year. They're organizers who have proven they can do the job. They know how it needs to be done. We've asked the 501c3, they've established their own so that they're not working through some organization that maybe isn't capable of supporting this, which was one of the things they were doing when they were in Grove City. They were working with a very small nonprofit and running the funds through that. And it was too much for that organization. And rather than place that burden on an organization up here, they have, at our request, established their own, nonprofit status so that, there's an accounting process and what have you.
And that was our team request, right?
Yeah.
When we were talking about
It
it,
was.
given the fact that we understand how it morphed so long, and that small organization was fine, but at their scale, the best practices, establish your own 501c, make it clean, right? Make the books
Yep.
clean, the insurance clean, everything's going through there clean.
Yep.
So again, I am here as representing the event on behalf of the Walnut Civic, supporting it, but not running it, and guiding them through of how to do it with the city of Sunbury and our resources. We have shared for security, the added
That's what I was
security that we
looking
did,
for.
says,
Thank you.
so we recommended that they add that, and that's part of our police and fire conversation of them adding that and how that'll, because that's just a must, right?
Right, obviously.
I think we can all agree that adding that last year made the sizzle a lot smoother. It's just helpful for all resources, because I mean, we're all volunteers at it. It's exhausting.
I know you said that this map is not written in stone, but
It's not, because police and fire have made recommendations to change. We just haven't had an opportunity to make those updates before we present it in front of you.
because one of my first thoughts is, because obviously we don't have restrooms out there, and I know you have porta potties here, but I only see one spot for porta potties, so I don't know, that might be something to think about with that big area having, because I'm like, that's gonna be a long walk if you have.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And
So any
lighting, I know you have light, I mean, there's nothing out there, like, this is just an empty football field, basically, like, it's just yeah.
Yeah, so, we will come with a polished version.
Yeah, no, and I understand that you're not, that you're just getting the conversation started.
Should have put like first draft.
Yeah, no, I understand
I
that.
feel bad when they-
No, it's fine. I just wanted, even though you're saying that, I just wanted to say my first thoughts, which were more porta potties and spread out
Yeah,
lighting.
Will,
Feedback.
will the organizers be available for future meetings too?
they will. So just transparency, they live in Grove City. Brian, who runs it, he is also taking care of his father, who is terminal.
Oh.
So I said for this meeting, just, between Daryl and I, we thought we could, do the introduction, give you guys the information that you need. Because again, we don't have all the answers, but when we are looking for the formal request, all parties plan and intend to be present. But for the introduction, just everything going on, we thought that this would be appropriate, if that's okay.
So you guys are still, you'll be continued conversations along with our police and fire and EMS.
Yep.
And you'll be back again when you have a little bit
Absolutely
more.
be back.
Okay.
Yep.
We just didn't want this to be in the community, and
No, I hadn't seen it yet, so I appreciate it.
no public promotion, because we've
Okay.
been very strict about, don't say anything, let's at least present it, and if we get a big no, then
Yeah,
we probably know we're.
I don't have a big no,
No.
but I do have exactly what Daryl's saying, which is just like, this is a really big event. We've never done anything at Freedom Park other than the solar eclipse, which is in the middle of the day and for 10 minutes, so.
Yeah, I was so
That's a big
confused.
event.
I saw all the Grove City information, but it sounded like this is the third annual or fourth annual, and I'm like, but wait. Grove City,
I didn't miss it.
I'm like, I know what goes on here. What do you mean?
Pretty in. I would say we're pretty in the know, but again, we wanted to at least
Yeah,
let you guys.
I appreciate
feel
their
there.
respect
So
for
as
coming
we do
here.
the due diligence with the team and the committee.
Yeah.
We'll inform you, and then we'll make the proper ask and presentation.
Right, because this would be, once it's more fleshed out, this will go through the same process that their events will go to. It'll come through here again, it'll go to parks, it'll go to council, but we want all of that to come as early as possible when it's all
Yeah.
fleshed out.
Right.
Cause you're gonna have
Right.
however many, 5 other people up here with their own questions.
Yeah.
You will have different folks on the, well, no, you're on
Parks.
You're on Parks too, but,
Yeah.
yeah. But lots of opinions and lots of concerns.
Lots of questions.
Yeah.
So I think our goal is to have, just sitting here, I think I heard April 1st is
The next council
the
meeting.
next council. And so we could go in front of Parks and Rec possibly before that.
Yeah. Well,
It's also the same day. So
So that was
the
the
park meets on the
5:30
first Wednesday of the month. And
Yeah.
council also meets we meet the first and third and fifth Wednesdays, but Parks is always the first Wednesday.
Okay.
So
Okay.
April 1st and then May,
That would be the deadline
whatever.
that I set with, again, Brian and his team.
And I don't know I mean, you're welcome to. I don't know that it would be necessarily because you would be approved with this committee first, right?
yeah, well, sometimes we've had to go to Parks first to get
Yeah.
approval.
But we won't need to go to Parks April 1st. So
No, we never.
So I don't pressure yourself for
Okay.
April 1st.
Okay.
Cause I don't want to get too far along and then have to repeat yourself and come back.
So just for my awareness, this is the primary, yes, and then council, and then Parks and Rec is a stamp
Yeah.
of approval. Just
Yeah, mostly so they're
Yeah,
aware that it's,
I guess what I'm thinking is I want you to come back to events before we go to parks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe May,
Tell me
whatever.
what you want and we will deliver.
Yeah, I mean, unless you think differently, that's your.
No,
point.
I
I don't
agree.
think it's
So-
necessary to go to parks if you haven't gotten the approval of events yet.
Yeah, okay.
And sounds like there will be enough time to hit parks.
oh yeah, there'll be definitely time.
Yeah.
So I think the deadline we need to look for is the April 15th date, which is the next events committee
Events.
meeting. So we need to,
Great.
there you go. There you go. See, easy to remember, huh?
First we get St. Patrick's Day, then Valentine's Day.
Yeah, so we'll work on convening the public safety forces
Okay.
and the event organizers and do
It's
that.
not gonna it won't go past this committee until we've got the okay from police, fire.
Okay.
Then we'll go to parks.
it.
That's really
Yeah.
kind of your,
That's, okay.
yeah, that's just a little part of our process, but.
No, that's fine. Yep, it's good.
And
to
then,
understand.
and council will be that same night of parks, so whenever you go down that road,
Okay.
be a little convenient for you. Somewhat.
Okay.
Okay, I appreciate it. This sounds
Thank you.
interesting,
You're welcome.
fun, something new, something I love including our local.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Okay.
thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Sounds
Thank you.
fun.
Bye.
It sounds incredible.
Yeah.
It sounds, okay. Thank you.
Had we heard from the Wolf family?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Connor is not here, so let's hold that for the next meeting. That's the senior gift project. So let's,
He has been here before?
I have talked to Connor.
You've talked
He has
to him.
not been to the events committee. What I asked him to do was identify, so this is the road signs on North Miller Drive to basically create more of a equal brand. He talked to you, you sent him to me.
You.
Yes.
You're
And-
sending them back to me.
I'm sending it back to you, but with now what the sign will look like and the locations that they will be at and what have you. So,
Potentially, if he could maybe make it to the April 1st Parks meeting,
well, this isn't parks. So this is a commemoration of some sort, I think is why we've got it here.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
not those, I mean.
does he have a time frame of when they want to do that? No. So we'll just invite him to the April 15th
Yeah, I'll
one.
just try to get him back to that. I mean, he's a student at Ohio State and maybe his schedule changed on him, so it's okay.
Okay. And he can send a proxy too, I suppose.
Yeah.
Is he working with the team?
Yeah, it's a small group of recent graduates, but yeah,
Okay.
this is the senior gift for last year's group.
Yeah, I remember because they saw me at a football game. Okay, sounds good. Okay, doesn't look like we have any additional visitors. We do have the Easter egg hunt coming, and this is now one of those that has changed with our policy that it doesn't need to come through this event, but it doesn't need to get approval through this committee, but it is still brought to the committee's attention for
Yeah.
a heads up. Okay, so it looks like it's March 28th
Yes.
and it's at GRE, I assume.
It is a GRE. Yep, we've reserved the shelter house for them. The event is, it starts at noon, but generally a couple of hours, maybe 3 hours at the most. So it doesn't pass the hour threshold.
6 hour.
Yeah, we'll have more than 50 people there, but not more than 6 hours. So
Okay.
that's why it's not.
Okay, well, I still appreciate knowing what events are happening in
Yep.
Sunbury, even if they don't need our approval. Same, I suppose, can be said for the Terry Hummel Memorial
Right.
Fishing Derby. Is this a new fishing derby,
No.
or this is one that they've had this before?
They have.
Okay.
Yeah, this is June. I did get a note from the church. Sunbury Christian, they're going to do also a fishing derby first Saturday in May as well. So I'll get that to you for the April meeting.
Okay,
But it's information, again, not,
doesn't need approval.
it doesn't need,
Us, the staff is still vetting those,
yes.
and the police and fire and EMS are still getting. Are they still filling out permits, or is there a different permit for?
Yeah, they filled out the permit application. It's probably a little more than we need, but at the moment it's.
That's what we have.
So,
Okay, and so that still gets vetted by staff.
yeah, we still
And
push that to the other
Fire,
organization.
everyone,
right?
even if it's not getting to us, it's still going to the emergency
Yeah,
services.
so they're aware, and if they see something that's a red flag, they're alerting us.
Do you know what time the fishing derby is on the 6th?
It is a time of the event, 8 to noon. There you go. 8 to noon. Thank you. It's right there it's the last document or the last page in your packet is their flyer.
Okay. So I suppose we could let our Parks and Rec committee have a heads up about those fishing derbies as well. And the Easter egg, well, I guess not really the Easter egg hunt, I suppose that's not really our park.
Yeah, I think we may have mentioned the Easter egg hunt at the last.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does go, technically that's a Sunbury Park behind GRE that they do for the older kids, so.
Right.
Okay. Okay, I see nothing else on the agenda. Is there anything else from the committee that you want to discuss?
Well, I just looked at the email to see if she was asking anything specific from us. I noticed that Alicia Sleeper emailed us about the math walk, and it looks like she's looking for us to vote again. I say us. Last year I voted under a different,
I don't think I got that email.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say that email actually went to a select group,
Oh.
of which apparently you are a select member.
What?
Congratulations. VIP. Yeah, she's basically putting together a scoring committee, a review committee. Congratulations, you're a member of the review committee.
Cool.
Thank you. They are, just for your information, so they will be updating the math problems along the math walk. We'll be updating them as part of the service day. And so that's what she was asking. One is, could you, some people to help, determine which ones win and get posted. And then there was a separate document where she reached out to say if there was other work that we might need in and around that area on service day, let her know. She'll kind of help coordinate that as well. So
When is their Big Walnut Service Day this year?
it is the first, you're asking me to work, May. Well, let me check my calendar. I've got it on there. May 8th, this Big Walnut Middle School Service Day, May 8th, Friday.
Okay. I'm excited to see what that park will look like if and when the pocket, what was this called? The math walk and the little pocket
Playgrounds.
playgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be pretty
get
nice.
better all the time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else from staff?
Yep.
Okay. I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford?
Yes.
2 yeas, we are adjourned.